Hey guys, welcome to my channel, and today I'm going to show you the top 10 smartphones. All links in the description. Give a thumbs up and subscribe. Let's get started. In 2021, buying the best phone means looking for something that should last you a few years. Smartphones upgrade cycles are slowing down for a reason. Even at lower prices, it's getting harder and harder to buy a lemon. In other words, you don't have to spend a huge amount to get something great, as a bunch of great smartphones are available for around $800. It's harder than ever to decide between everything in that range. But for most people, our pick for the best phone is the Apple iPhone 12. Luckily, if you're looking for a no-compromise smartphone at any price, the choices over $1,000 are much clearer. If you like Android, the Samsung Galaxy S21 Ultra is incredibly good. And if you want to get the best smartphone on a budget, you can find something really good for under $500 or even under $400. A great smartphone will last you for several years, at least, have a great camera, a nice screen, long battery life, and be fast enough to do all the work, social networking, and gaming you want to pack into a day. Believe it or not, all of those things are easier than ever to find in a phone, so picking the best one is often a matter of degrees or preferences. So the first one is Google Pixel 4a, the best Android phone under $400. If you're on a budget and prefer Android, then the Google Pixel 4 is the obvious choice. It doesn't have the largest screen or the fastest processor, but it does have a clean version of Android that's guaranteed to get software updates for at least 3 years. It only comes in one version, black, with 128 GB of storage for $349. The Pixel 4a's main claim to fame is its camera, which can go head-to-head with smartphones that cost $1,500 or more. That's because Google does so much of the image processing and software. The sensor itself is actually quite old and not very special. It means the Pixel 4 can take night photos, do astrophotography, and has a passable portrait mode. It can't hang with the iPhone SE for video but beats it for photos every time. The rest of the Pixel 4a's specs are good but not great. It has a 5.8-inch screen, just enough RAM to keep apps from closing in the background, and a headphone jack. There's no wireless charging, no fancy face unlock, and the body is made out of plastic instead of something more premium like glass. The Pixel 4 doesn't even offer any IP water resistance ratings, but a splash of water is probably fine. Second one is Samsung Galaxy A52 5G, best cheap phone with high-end feature. The Galaxy A52 5G is our current pick for the best Android phone under $500. But it's also worth highlighting here for its combination of features usually reserved for premium devices and a reasonable price. You won't get all the bells and whistles of the S21 series phones, of course, but the A52 5G includes a 6.5-inch screen with fast 120 Hz refresh rate, and a 67 water resistance rating, and, for now, at least access to monthly bug fixes and security updates. The A52 5G delivers on the basics. Its Snapdragon 750G processor isn't the fastest in the game, but it keeps up well with day-to-day tasks. Its 4500 mAh battery delivers well over a day of moderate to heavy use, and the phone supports sub-6 GHz 5G, which will allow it to take advantage of improving 5G networks in the US over the next. Then there's the typically Samsung Y stuff, including a UI that's currently trending toward overcluttered with the occasional unwelcome ad. The phone's camera hardware is good, though photos tend to look a little oversaturated, which may or may not suit your taste. One of the phone's best features is Samsung's commitment to providing 4 years of security updates. Overall, it's a relatively affordable device with a solid feature set that should keep up for years to come. The third one is Oneplus 9 if you want an excellent ultra-wide camera. The Oneplus 9 is a step-down model from the Oneplus 9 Pro, which is itself an excellent phone. But you don't give up too much by opting for the 9, and you save a ton of money. Like the 9 Pro, it offers great performance with a Snapdragon 888 processor, fast 65W wire charging, and something that will appeal especially to the landscape photographers out there: a great ultra-wide camera. The sensor behind the OnePlus 9's ultra-wide camera is physically larger than most and offers a healthy 50-megapixel resolution. A unique lens design corrects distortion without introducing the funhouse mirror-type stretching you'll often see in the corners of ultra-wide images. And if super-wide photography isn't your thing, know that the main camera turns in solid image quality, too. Images are well exposed and colors look pleasantly vibrant. OnePlus makes a big deal of the Hasselblad color science at work here, which does a fine job but isn't as mind-blowingly good as the company. Unfortunately, you do miss out on a couple of good camera features opting for the 9 rather than the 9 Pro. The main camera on the 9 Pro offers optical image stabilization, which isn't included on the 9, and is useful for its ability to keep subjects looking sharp in lower light conditions. There's also no telephoto lens, just digital zoom, which isn't as good as the 9 Pro's optical zoom. The OnePlus 9 also doesn't work on AT&T's 5G network. It works on both T-Mobile and Verizon's 5G networks. However, that's no great loss right now. Honestly, it might be for the better. But in a couple of years, this will probably become a downside. Bearing this in mind, and a couple of camera feature omissions, the OnePlus 9 is an excellent device. It offers a flagship feel and performance for a bit less than the highest-end Android options, and a seriously good ultra-wide camera for wide-angle photo fans. The next one is Samsung Galaxy Note 20 Ultra if you want a stylus built into your phone. If you're looking for the best phone to go from morning to night with heavy use and last through it all, Samsung's top-of-the-line Galaxy Note 20 Ultra is the one to get. It has a massive 4500 mAh battery that keeps its enormous 6.9-inch screen going as long as you need it to. The Note 20 Ultra is also a high-end phone in every other respect. Its giant screen supports a 120 Hz refresh rate for smooth interactions. Its triple rear camera system is one of the most advanced you can get. And the Qualcomm Snapdragon 865 Plus processor and 12 GB of RAM allow it to perform without a hiccup. In addition, it supports Samsung's S Pen for stylus input, allowing you to write or doodle on the screen with a pen instead of your finger. Although you can now use a stylus with the Galaxy S21 Ultra, it isn't built into the phone as it is here on the Note 20 Ultra. Depending on Samsung's plans, this may be the last Ultra version of the Note 2, though rumors have been conflicting on that front. And the last phone for today is Apple iPhone 12 mini, BST small smartphone in 2021. There's really only one reason to buy an iPhone 12 mini, but it's an important one. If you want a phone that's easier to use in one hand or put into a small pocket, the iPhone 12 mini is one of very few small phones on the market with top-tier features and specs. You don't have to compromise in performance, build quality, or cameras with this one. Though it's much smaller in size than the other iPhones released this year, the Mini's 5.4-inch screen is still big enough for text messaging, email, web browsing, apps, video, and games. And if you're coming from an iPhone 6/7/8, it will feel quite spacious. But it's also small enough that most adults, even those with small hands, will be able to comfortably reach all of the screen with their thumb. You won't need a pop socket on this one. Otherwise, the Mini is the same phone as the iPhone 12. It has the same design, processor, cameras, 5G support, and build quality as the larger model. It's just smaller and has a smaller price tag at about $100 less. If you prefer Android, the Asus Zenfone 8 is a good alternative. It's a little bigger than the 12 mini with a 5.9-inch screen, and it doesn't work on Verizon, but it's otherwise a very similar proposition. Great build quality, top-notch processor, and high-end features like a 120 Hz screen all tucked into a pocket-friendly device. And that is all for today. Thank you for watching this video. I'm looking forward to seeing you in my next ones.